Let's say it with me. No. Hello and welcome to my channel. So today we are doing a little bit of a different video. I am doing the Rory Gilmore book challenge. So I'm gonna pull up the Rory Gilmore reading list on my phone and I'm gonna go through and we're gonna talk about how many we've done and how many we haven't read. So let me get a screen recording started. I don't need that yet actually. I have to actually pull up the Rory Gilmore reading challenge. Rory Gilmore reading challenge. And I am using the list from listchallenges.com. Now, hold on, it's not, oh well. It's not the most reliable probably, but that's what we're going with. So, we're going to start 1984, no. Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I have read that. I read that for an English lit class. Alice in Wonderland. I don't know if I ever read it, but we talked about it a lot in my English lit class. Does that count? Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, yes. American Tragedy, no. Angela's Ashes, no. Anna Karenina, no. But it's on my list. Like, I almost read that this month on my TBR. Anne Frank, A Diary of a Young Girl, no. The Arcadian Median War, no. Art of Fiction, no. The Art of War, yes. As I Lay Dying, yes. Atonement, no. I have the physical book and I've almost read Atonement like 5 times. Autobiography of a Face, no. The Awakening, yes. And I did a literary analysis on The Awakening by Kate Chopin. That was like one of the first papers I ever wrote in college. Babe, yes. Backlash, no. Balzac and Little Chinese Seamstress, no. Bel Canto, no. The Bell Jar, no. Beloved, no. Beowulf, yes. And I actually, speaking of Beowulf, this is my favorite edition of Beowulf, and it was translated by J.R. Tolkien. I love this edition so much. I mean, it's so pretty. It's one that I keep on display. I've not read it, but I mean, it's just beautiful. This is my favorite Beowulf edition, in case you just needed to know that. So Beowulf, I have a few editions of. Bhagavata Gita, no. The Bielski brothers, no. A Bolt from Blue and Other Seas, no. Brave New World, no. Brick Lane, no. Brigadoon, no. Candide by Voltaire, yes. I've read parts of it. Again, it was for a literary class that I took in college. The Canterbury Tales, yes. Carrie, no. Catcher in the Rye, yes. Catch-22, yes. Charlotte's Web, yes. So Catch-22 was for it was a war lit, that's what it was. A war literature class that I took, and then Catcher in the Rye was just for fun. The Children's Hour, no. I'll be a spoiler, I've not read any Stephen King. If I should, let me know. A Christmas Carol, no. Clockwork Orange, no. Code of Woosters, no. The Collected Stories, no. Comedy of Errors, no. Collected Novels by Dawn Powell, no. The Complete Poems of Anne Sexton, no. I'm going to scroll for a little bit until I find one that I have read, and then I'll come back to you. No. I'm currently reading Crime and Punishment. Does that count? That's for a different video, but I think that should count. I'm like 3 pages in, but I'm reading it. White Petal, no. Crucible, no. Cujo. Ooh, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde I did read, and I read that one for funsies. That was not a class read. Edgar Allan Poe I've read. I have several of his full collections. LMNOP I read. I did really like LMNOP. I love dystopian literature that does it in an interesting way. LMNOP to me was very reminiscent of Pluto Papers, in the way that they talk about history and language and how what we perceive as fact is not normally what is actually happening. Emma, I'm currently reading again. Okay, so that's all of those. Ooh, Fellowship of the Ring I did read. I've read all of the Fellowship of the Rings. Not all of them, but all of the Lord of the Rings I've read. Sorry about this lighting. Apparently my lighting just went away. Fiddler on the Roof I've read. 5 People You Meet in Heaven I've read. Finnegan's Wake I own. I don't know that I've read any of it, but I own it. Flowers for Algernon, yes. I've not read Frankenstein. It is on my list every single year to read during Halloween, and I think I'm finally going to get to it this year. It's like really on my go-tos. Frankie and Zoe, no. Freaky Friday, no. The God of the Small Things, I'm going to mark yes. I have had to read, or I have attempted to read God of the Small Things so many times recently. Not recently, but like over the years. It's crazy how many times I've started and gotten like halfway through it and then not loved it, so I've stopped. But I'm gonna mark yes because I've read the majority of it. Goldilocks and the Three Bears, of course. Who hasn't? No. Grapes of Wrath. Ooh, Great Gatsby I read for my lit class. Great Expectations I read for a lit class. The Group, no. Hamlet, yes. Harry Potter, yes. Harry Potter, yes. Heartbreaking World, no. Heart of Darkness, I've started because it is a friend of mine's favorite book, but no, I've not finished it. Henry, yes. I've read all of the Henrys I took 2 semesters of Shakespeare. Fun fact. Fall and Decline, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, of course. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, I've read. I've read the Iliad. I've read I'm with the Band. I've read parts, or did I read all of Dante's Inferno? I don't remember if I've read all of Dante's Inferno or parts of it, but I'm going to go ahead and mark it because I do remember a lot of it, and I do remember reading a lot of it for a lit class and talking about it, so I'm going to claim it. Jane Eyre is one of my favorite literary books of all time, in case you've ever wanted to know that about me. The Joy Luck Club, no. Julius Caesar, of course. Not the Jungle. Kitchen Boy, I did read. It's one that my mom's an avid reader as well, and it's one that she has had on our bookshelves forever. Lady Charlotte's Lover, no. Last Empire, no. Leaves of Grass, no. Vagabonds, no. Letters to a Young Poet, no. Life of Pi, yes. What else? Little Old Dorian, no. The Locksmith, no. The Matchmaker, no. Little Women, no. Hillary, no. Ooh, The Lottery I have read and I really enjoyed. I'm one of those psychos that just really enjoyed The Lottery. I think it's a beautiful commentary on the human emotion and how we are as humans, and I think that's something that we don't talk about enough. But yes, The Lottery I did read and I loved it. Macbeth, no. Which is so funny because I just got done telling you I took 2 semesters of Shakespeare. Never read Macbeth. The Manticore, no. Marathon Man, no. Memoirs of a Beautiful Daughter, no. Me Talk Pretty One Day, no. But I think I just took it off my TBR card. The Merry Wives of Windsor, no. Metamorphosis, yes. I loved Metamorphosis. Middlesex, yes. Moby Dick, yes. That was for... I actually read Moby Dick for a creative writing class in college because we had to compare Melville's writing to like our own writing, which is such a weird way to do it. But I remember reading parts of it for a creative writing class. Mrs. Dalloway, yes, I read that for class. My Life as an Editor, no. Orange, no. My Sister's Keeper, no, and I've heard it's really sad, so I don't know if I'll ever get to it. The Naked and Dead, no. The Namesake, no. The Nanny Diaries, no. New Poems of Emily Dickinson. I want to say no, but I don't know that for sure. Nickel and Dimed, yes. I actually really loved Nickel and Dime, and I recommend it to everyone who has a thought or an opinion on our society, like our economy as a society. Highly recommend you reading Nickel and Dimed. Northanger Abbey, no. The Norton anthology, yes. And it's actually on my bookshelf behind me. Of Mice and Men, yes. And I loved Of Mice and Men. Wimpy Kid, of course. Everyone read Wimpy Kid. Who didn't? On the Road, no. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, no. 100 Years of Solitude, no. Othello, yes. I think I read that almost every year in my British lit class. I had a British lit class, I had a contemporary lit class, and I had Shakespeare. And then I read it in some other class. I read a lot of Othello. It was in almost every semester thing. Our Mutual Friend, no. Out of Africa, no. In India, A Passage to India, yes, I read that for class. Perks of Being a Wallflower, yes, I did actually read that. Not for class, for funsies. I think I read that 2 years ago or a year ago. A Picture of Dorian Gray, no, but I know all about it. Like, I know the whole theory and concept behind it. Pinocchio, oh, I don't know why I just said that. Pinocchio, yes. Pigs at the Trough, no. Portable Dorothy Parter, no. Pride and Prejudice, yes. Actually, a few months ago, I read this for the first time. I actually listened to the audiobook, and it was great. I loved it. Highly recommend. Poetry, oh, that's called Property, no. Pushkin, no. A Quiet Storm, no. Rapunzel, yes. The Raven, of course. The Razor's Edge, no. Okay, we're still good. I don't know what just happened. Rebecca, no. Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, no. The Red Tent, no. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, yeah. R is for Ricochet, no. Rita Hayworth, no. Robert's Rules, no. Roman Fever, no. Romeo and Juliet, yes. A Room of One's Own, yes. A Room with a View, yes. Rosemary's Baby, I just read Rosemary's Baby, and you'll see my thoughts on that next week. I think it's my next vlog coming out. I have so many thoughts on Rosemary's Baby. Yes, so I read all of those. Sacred Time, no. Sanctuary, no. Henry James, Daisy Miller, yes. The Scarecrow of Oz, no. The Scarlet Letter, yes. Second Sex, no. The Secret Life of Bees, no. Sense and Sensibility, I have read, but it's been years. I need to go back and read that. Henry Miller, Sexist, no. Shane, no. The Shining, no. S is for Silence. Let's Say It With Me, no. Slaughterhouse-Five, no. Snow White and the Red Rose? I don't think so. A Song of Names, no. The Song Reader, no. The Sonnets, no. Sophie's Choice, no. Sound and Fury, no. Stiff, I own. It's on my shelf behind me somewhere. Helen Keller, The Story of My Life, no. Streetcar Named Desire, yes. Stuart Little, yes. Actually, A Streetcar Named Desire I read in my theater classes. I took several of them. I was actually I was on course to be a musical theater major. Actually, I was a musical theater major, and so I had a lot of theatrical classes, and that A Streetcar Named Desire is one that I had to read for a theater class. The Sun Also Rises, no. Swan's Way, no. Swimming with Giants, no. Ooh. A Tale of Two Cities, no. Tender is the Night, no. Time and Again, no. The Time Traveler's Wife, yes, and I loved it. I thought it was so interesting. Ernest to Have and Have Not, no. To Kill a Mockingbird, no. Richard III, yes. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, no. The Trial, no. Truth and Beauty, no. Tuesdays with Morrie, of course, who hasn't? The Unabridged Journals of Sylvia Plath, no. Unless, no. Valley of the Dolls, no. The Vanishing Newspaper is behind me on my shelf. Vanity Fair, yes. The Virgin Suicides, I've started The Virgin Suicides a few times, and I guess I just haven't been in the mood for it. I do plan on reading them eventually, I just haven't gotten in my zone yet. Waiting for Godot, yes. Again, that was one that I had to read for my theater classes. Walden, no. Bambi, yes. War and Peace, no. We Owe You Nothing, no. When the Emperor Was Divine, yes. Who moved my cheese? No. Wicked? Yes. And I loved Wicked. I've seen Wicked, the musical, like 3 times. And I've read all of the Wicked books. Wicked, Son of a Witch, all of them. The Wizard of Oz? Yes. Emily Bronte? Yes. And I'm going to be honest with you, Wuthering Heights is like my least favorite Bronte book. Out of all 3 sisters and all their books, I hated Wuthering Heights. Hated it. With a passion. Okay. That is all. Let's see my results. 72 of 300. Let's see if we can get it to focus. 300 books is not great, but that's okay. Come back. Come back to me. There we go. Alright. So, I have some reading to do. I've read 21% of the books, and I've done better than 88% of other users. So, you beat the average score of 51. I'm really surprised I have beat this because I have been working on this for a while. I kind of thought I would be a little further along, but I also knew I wasn't. So, that gives us a good idea of where we stand as far as the Rory Gilmore Challenge. I do have a few books that I am currently reading. One of them is Emma. I'm also currently reading Crime and Punishment. And I feel like there was another one that I'm going to pick up Anna Karenina soon. And I don't know if it's going to be Anna Karenina or if it's going to be, or if I'm just going to choose to do Anna K, which is an Anna Karenina retelling. So I feel like if I read this first and then go back and read Anna Karenina, I might enjoy that, but I also kind of want to save this as a prize for reading Anna Karenina. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. It's going to be one of the 2, though. So that is this week's video. I hope you guys had fun. If you have read any of the Rory Gilmore Challenge, I want you to leave down below how many you've read. And did you read the majority of them for class or for funsies? Because I feel like I have been a good mixture of for class and funsies, but I don't know. What about you guys? I will see you guys in the next video soon, and I hope you guys have the best time reading.